Hello and welcome back everybody into a new video series. In this video series, we are building a complete end-to-end machine learning project and deploy it on a live server. This project is a car price predictor, and we are going to do it in the right way, from raw data to production. We will start by extracting real-world data, then clean and prepare it, train a machine learning model, build a Django web application around it, and finally deploy the entire system on a server. This is going to be a three-part series. In the first part, we will mainly focus on extracting data, and in the second part, we will clean the data and train the machine learning model. And in the last part, we will build a Django application and deploy it on the live server. Okay, so I've created this folder. Let's quickly open this in PyCharm. I'll be using PyCharm. You can use VS Code, and yes, it will be better if you use some some if you use Jupyter because it makes code more organized and more understandable. But for now, I'll be using just PyCharm. So let's just configure our interpreter. So just delete this welcome script. We don't need that. Okay, so this is an open-ended project. It doesn't end when the video ends or when the series ends. You can scale it, extend it, and keep adding to it as your skill grows. The code will be in the description below, and the data set which I'll scrap will also be provided in the description below. So you can add better features, better models, better data. So this car price predictor is not generic, one size fits all system. It's a targeted and niche-based model built using data from a specific region, which is Pakistan. That focus matters because pricing behavior changes with geography, market demand, and local trends. So by narrowing the scope, we are not limiting the project. We're making it more realistic, more accurate, and more useful in the market, and actually useful for the world. Okay, so this is going to be the website from which we will be scraping and getting data. This is the biggest online platform to purchase and sell used cars in Pakistan. So let's go to the search page here. You can see there are a lot of listings and the features which we want. First thing, the title, the city, sorry about that, year, the mileage, fuel type, engine capacity, and the transmission type. Okay, so I've already studied this website. A few things which I want to show as we will be scrapping multiple pages, so you can see the URL changes as we go to another page. Other than that, if you inspect the website, let me change the layout. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna find it right now or not. So here somewhere was the JSON response of each listing of each card. It was by the way, I've written everything. I've done my research. I'll show the code and I will tell you from where we will be scrapping it. Okay, I couldn't find it. Okay, it should be looking like this. Let's write Toyota Corolla. We got one listing, but is not what we want. We get a second one, and this is again not what we want. Let me write it a complete 2020 GLI automatic. Okay, I think we got it. Think we got it? Did we got it or not? Mm. Okay, so basically this kind of JSON response is of each card, the description, item condition, model, manufacturer, fuel type, the title or the name, and all the description we need, the mileage and everything. Uh, okay, so let's start by creating a new file, a Python file, and we can name it park wheel car data scrapper. Okay, we're going to start with importing the important modules we need. So we need request module, we need the beautiful soap. So we just need PS4 from beautiful soap. We need CSV. We need JSON, as we have to extract JSON, and time. Okay, so first let's create the base URL, which is, oh, I closed it. Let me open it again. We actually want it, as we have to scrap multiple pages. This is going to be our base URL. Page, and we're gonna do like this, make it an f string, and define a variable page here, which is going to be 1. Perfect. Now we have to create an empty list of cars in which we will keep our JSON responses, and let's create a session which is request.session. So these autocomplete features are very helpful. If you're not using it, you should use it. By the way, I think it's automatic. And then we have the headers. Um, Headers. So I've already copied the headers. If you want to learn more about web scraping, you should go and study the documentation. By the way, I can show you a fake user headers. These are just to show or to trick the website that someone actually is accessing the website from the browser. So you can see the examples of headers. Okay, these are different headers. There are also headers like this one, the mimics that you're actually accessing from a Mac OS, and there should be one that would be Android. I don't know which one, can't find. By the way, there are multiple websites out there, fake user APN. Basically, there's an also fake user headers module in Python. You can go and study it. Okay, so now we have to create a soup using the beautiful soap module. So it's going to be beautiful soap and a response. It takes a response which which the text from the response basically. Uh, and we're not going to use the normal HTML parser. I'm going to use LXML, and you have to install it using simple pip install LXML. And with that, we also need to create the response, which is session.get base URL, and we have to pass the headers. That's it. Now we have to create a CSS selector. So this is the CSS selector which we are going to be selecting from the website, which I was trying to find earlier, which I couldn't find. I don't know why. Okay, now we have to say that for li in list, we have script tags, which is li dot find. We have to find a script and to find some attributes which are application slash ld plus json. So we have to just give as condition so it don't just pick bad outputs. Let me just complete the code and I'll explain what I have written. Okay, so I've completed the for loop here. So basically now I'll explain you what is happening. So this is a list of all the tags, all the listings. This is the list of on one page, and this is one listing from this group of listings. And we're taking this one listing, and inside that listing, we are finding a tag script, and this from this type, this data, this object type. This is the data structure that has that JSON response, the data about each card, each listing on that page. So we have added a check here that if that script tag doesn't exist, we'll just skip it and move to the next one. If it exists, we'll extract the raw data, which will be a JSON response from that particular one listing. And again, another check, if the raw data, there is no JSON response, there's no JSON text, we'll skip that again. Now we'll enter in a try block. In this try block, we will convert that JSON into Python dictionary. So what happens that sometimes this Python dictionary comes with list. If that comes with list, so we just take that important part we need, which is the initial data about the listing about the car. Once we have the data, we will extract the features from the data, the description, the city. So the way I'm getting the city is that if you look at the title right here, so if you look at the title, it is for sale. This basically, if you look in the JavaScript JSON response, it is written Toyota Hilux Studio 2023 Revo GR for sale in Lahore. It's basically an in there, which in the JSON response, while I was researching and checking in this website, it was in the JSON response, so I feel it more convenient to do it. So I'm splitting that um, text and getting the last part of it, which will be the city. And after that, we will get the offers, which will be the price, engine capacity, and at the end, we will just what we're going to do it convert into a dictionary results, and in the very end, we are going to append this dictionary into the cars list we made it earlier. And we have to close our try block. We'll just continue move to the next listing. Perfect. So now basically our extractor is almost complete. Let's test it. I'll just print the cars. Uh, okay, so here you can see it has successfully extracted the data about every car on page. Description, we have the link, and we have the mileage, we have the price, we have the city, year, fuel type, engine capacity, and it is for a lot of cars. If I do length of cars, I can check how many cars it extracted from one page. Again, this is just one page. 25 cars from one page. Now, let's go back to the website and check how many pages are actually there. This is not the right way to check it, but we'll get a rough estimate of how many pages are actually there. So we have 2249, and I believe there will be around 2500 pages. Last. Okay, so right now it's 2250. We'll go with this. So what we are going to do is we're going to create a while loop. Not the best practice, but it will do the work. So I'll say while page is not equal to 2200. We'll do this, and we have to move few things Um, we have to move this inside the while loop, and also we have to move actually, you have to move all of this inside the while loop here, just like that. Okay, and at the very end, we have to increment the page like this. And now we don't have to print these responses. We have to write this response in a CSV file. Before that, I think I should give it a sleep of 1.5. And now let's write this into a CSV file. Autocomplete did a lot of work for us. With open cars.csv, this new line, this, and we have to add encoding too. So writer is equals to CSV. So we have to write a dictionary writer CSV file because we are writing actually a dictionary. This we're writing this a dictionary, and the field names are going to be these description, length, mileage. So cars 0.keys. So once they're appended in the cars, we are just taking the fields of this list or dictionary, and at the end write header and write the header and write the cars. I also want to print how many cars it appended or it scrapped. And at the top, I think I should also include on which page it is right now. Okay, now I think everything is okay, and we should just run and wait for it because it's gonna take some time to extract all those 2200 pages, maybe like an hour or something like that. So I'll meet you when it's done. Okay, so one error I was constantly hitting was that after scrapping like 35 pages, I was hitting this error, which was basically a timeout error. Uh, it wasn't something like not that they were blocking me, it was a timeout error. So what I did was I modified the code. First thing that I introduced retries, I added retries and exceptions. And other than that, I don't want to lose the data. Like if I have scrapped 1500 files, don't want to lose all the data because of one error. So I also introduced and added backups. After every 20 pages, it will create a backup file. So if in case I don't um, scrap all the 2000 pages, I'll at least have some data. Like let's say if after 1800 pages, which is a lot of data, which will be around 40 to 50,000 records, I hit the error. If I don't have any backup files, I'll lose all of the data. But now, as I have introduced backup pages, after every 20 pages, I will have my data safe. So yeah, that's it. And I'll run it again, and hopefully this time I won't hit any errors, and I'll meet you back when I have scrapped the website. Okay, so our scrapping is done, and we collected 59,628 records that are a lot, and it took 96 minutes, 1.5 hour roundabout, not 1.5 hour.
more than yeah, around 1.5 or something like that. And our whole data is saved to park wheels car final.csv. And by the way, you will find the whole GitHub repository in the description below. And you can see here all the backup files are created. Too many backup files, and this one is what we are interested in, the whole data. And yes, there will be some null values like these, which we have to clean, which we'll do in part 2 of this series. You can see there are a lot of null values. Um, Data has to be cleaned a lot, and we don't need 2022 for sale in Karachi when we have this. We don't need this kilometer, we just need the number. The same goes with this PKR and everything. So in part 2, I will clean this data and we will train a machine learning model, and we will choose the machine learning model, and I will tell you why we're choosing that particular model, why it fits best in this scenario. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you find it interesting. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share, and I'll see you in the next video.